Hi, this is the first video in a series to introduce beginner ukulele. So we're going to just get right into it. The first thing I'd like to talk about is what kind of ukulele you should purchase. And I recommend the Ohana ukuleles. That would be like my first recommendation because they are affordable and they have a good tone and they stay in tune well. Some other ones that I think are decent and will stay in tune well are the Lanakai. Those are pretty good, and also Cordoba ukuleles are pretty good quality. You can get all of those on Amazon. The Ohana ones you can order from the Ohana website. I'll put some links in the video description for some suggestions for ukuleles that are good for beginners. But like I said, Ohana ukulele would be my first recommendation because of their quality and affordability. What I have here is a Pono, P-O-N-O ukulele. This one was a little bit more expensive. I think it was around, I think I paid like somewhere around $300 for it. And I enjoy this ukulele and definitely would recommend it if you're looking to spend a little bit more money. The Ohana ukuleles you can get for somewhere around $100, $150, something like that. I would definitely recommend spending at least like $60 to $100 on a ukulele and getting like that that basic level of quality, because some of the ones that are cheaper that you can get for like $30 or something, it's really just not even worth buying because they won't stay in tune, and that just becomes like very frustrating. So I would definitely really consider spending a little bit more money, somewhere around $100 to get something that like you're gonna actually enjoy playing and that will stay in tune, because it can be really frustrating to try to play an instrument that doesn't stay in tune. And also just like the tonal quality of the instrument is important, and so that can really affect your experience learning a new instrument if it's not a good quality instrument. Okay, so that's my little rant about making sure that you consider the quality of the instrument as you are purchasing your ukulele. And now I'm going to talk a little bit about the different parts of the instrument. I'm just going to do like a real basic overview. So you have the body of the instrument here, which is this, like the wood body. You have the bridge, which is what we call this here. And you also have, of course, the strings. This is the sound hole. This is the fingerboard. The front part of this is the fingerboard. These little metal strips and the spaces in between the metal strips, those are called frets. The back of the ukulele, this is called the neck. And then we have here, these are the tuning pegs. So you tighten or loosen those to tune the strings. Let's see. This one has an in button on it. Not all of them will have in buttons, but this one does. This is an acoustic electric ukulele, so I actually had a pickup put inside of it so you can plug it in to an amp if you want to amplify it. Let's see, anything else that's important? Yeah, so just like the basic stuff, it's the back, whatever. Anyway, yeah, so that's the basic parts of the instrument. So you may hear me refer to some of those parts as we're learning together. Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is how to hold the ukulele. So you'll see people holding ukuleles a lot of different ways, and as far as I know, there isn't like an absolute standard convention on how to hold the ukulele, unless I'm mistaken. I know that, like, as a violinist, there's a really, really specific way to hold it, and it's very, very important, you know, as you're learning. But it seems like the ukulele is a little bit more flexible in that regard. But there are some basic principles that I think are important and are very helpful as you begin to learn the instrument. And actually those principles kind of transfer to other string instruments. So one of them, of course, is that you're sitting upright and that you have a good posture. You don't want to be like slumped over, because that really can cause stress on your body and impair your ability to move, to relax and to move around the instrument comfortably. So one of the ways you can ensure that you're sitting up straight is that, you know, sometimes I'll see people kind of like hold it down here, like on their belly or like on their lap, and that would really cause you to kind of slump over. So what you want to do is you want to take the end, where the end button is, the bottom of the ukulele, and you want to place it in the crook of your arm. So like in your inner bicep here, you take the butt of the ukulele and you place it against your inner bicep so that it can then rest kind of like in the crook of your arm. And this is really great because then the crook of your arm is doing most of the work in terms of holding up the ukulele, which allows your left hand to be free to move around. This is really important because if you're doing some, you know, other things like it's down here, your left arm is going to be holding up the weight of the ukulele, and then you're going to start doing things with your wrist that could be a problem for reaching the strings and things like that. So yeah, put it against your bicep and then the crook of your arm so that you're able to hold it up and you're sitting up comfortably with a good posture. So the next thing you want to look at is your left hand. And what you want to do is you want to make sure that your wrist is straight. So if you look at my wrist, it's going, there's like a straight line, vertical, well, not exactly vertical, but like a straight line going down. And one way that you can help yourself to ensure that your wrist is straight is make a thumbs up and then place your thumb on the back of the neck so that you're, you can see that or not, but you're having a thumbs up on the back of the neck. And what that allows is then your ukulele's resting in the crook of your arm, you got your thumbs up position, you got your relaxed wrist, which allows for your fingers to move freely around the fingerboard without, you know, any like holding the weight of the ukulele and bending your wrist like this. Okay, so that's the playing position. So the resting position would look something like this. You could have your your hand holding onto the body of the ukulele here. You just place it on the crook of your arm like that. And then when you're ready and you have it comfortably rested, crook of your arm, you can then make your thumbs up position. Place your thumb on the back of the neck so that your wrist is straight down and you're able to move your fingers in that way. Okay, so we're gonna practice that a couple of times. We're gonna go from resting position to playing position, noting as we move through those details like keeping the wrist straight, sitting up nice and tall, and making sure the thumb is in a thumbs up position. Okay, so we're in resting position, and then we're going to place the ukulele on the bicep, resting in the crook of the arm. And then we're going to make our thumbs up position and place the thumb on the back of the neck. And here we are. Yeah, all right, let's do that again. So we're back in a resting position, and we're going to move our ukulele in the butt of the ukulele to our inner bicep, resting in the crook of the arm, and place thumbs up position with the wrist straight, and now we're ready. Okay, great. So this is playing position. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the different strings on the ukulele. So, ukulele has 4 strings. The top string, which would be, if you're in your playing position, the one that's closest to your face or facing up to the sky. The top string is the note G. G. And then moving down, the second string is the note C. C. And then the third string from the top is the note E. 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 Sorry, my throat's a little, I'm recovering from some allergies right now, so I've got a little scratch in my throat, but okay, and then the next string is the note A. A. I learned a acronym from a wonderful music teacher named Wilson Marks. He's a wonderful guitar and ukulele teacher, and he's from Louisiana, and he taught me the acronym Good Cajuns Eat Alligators. Good Cajuns eat alligators. You can use that acronym, or if you would like, you can create your own. Good cats eat alligators. Albacore. Anyway, you can play around with that and use, come up with something or use the Good Cajuns Eat Alligators to help you remember the names of the strings. G, C, E, A. I encourage you, as you are learning the names of the strings, to do what I just did, which was sing the note as you are playing it. This will help you develop your ear, and that's something that is really helpful as you begin to learn songs and you start to sing songs. So just jump right in and just, try to match the pitch of the open string. Okay, so those are the names of the strings. All right, now we are going to play our first chord. And what's really cool about the ukulele is that the open strings actually play a chord. So if you strum the open strings, you're playing what's called a C6 chord. A little bit later we can get into why it's called a C6 chord. We're not going to worry too much about that right now. We're just going to know that it's a C6 chord, and we're going to strum it on the open strings. Okay, so let's go to our playing position. So we're in a resting position. We're going to put the ukulele in the crook of the arm, resting against our bicep. And we're going to take our thumb and we're going to rest it in our nice playing position. And then we're going to take our other thumb, and as we begin to strum, I'm going to encourage you to use your thumb, but like I said, you'll see many different things, different ways of playing ukulele. Some people like to use their finger, their pointer finger, and the combination of the thumb and finger. We can kind of add those things in as we go. For now, for the sake of simplicity, we're just going to use the thumb. Okay, so we're going to strum 4 downstrokes with the thumb. My turn, ready, play. Your turn, ready, play. My turn, ready, play. Your turn, ready, play. Okay, congratulations. You just played your first chord on the ukulele. So that's a C6 chord. So the next thing that we would move into in our learning of ukulele is to begin to place our fingers, our left hand fingers down to change the pitch or change the note of the string to then create new chords. Okay, so the first chord that we're going to learn is a C chord. So we just learned a C6 chord. And again, we can talk another time about why it's called C6. And now we're going to learn just a plain old C chord. All right. So, yeah. All right. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to get into our playing position. So we're in rest position. We're going to find the crook of the arm. And then we're going to take our thumbs up position. And we're going to place it on the back of the neck. And then we're going to take our ring finger. So actually, let's pause for a moment. We're going to talk about the finger numbers. The finger numbers on the ukulele are the pointer finger, the index finger is finger number 1, the middle finger is finger number 2, the ring finger is finger number 3, and the pinky is finger number 4. So I will refer to these as first finger, second finger, third finger, fourth finger. Okay, so what you're going to do to play a C chord on the ukulele is you're going to take your third finger, you're going to put it on the 3rd fret. Remember we talked about the frets, which are these, the lines. You can see these metal lines, and they are actually the spaces in between the lines. So you're going to take your 3rd finger, you're going to place it on the 3rd fret of the A string. Okay, so now we also talked about the names of the strings. G, C, E, A. That's the bottom string from the top. All right, so how do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. How do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. How do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. How do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. How do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. How do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. So I like to make little songs or little things to help remember the chords. So I would encourage you to do that with this first chord that you play using placing fingers. So you can repeat that to yourself. How do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. How do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. How do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. How do you play a C chord? 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. And you just repeat that until it's like drilled in, right? Okay, so let's do it. Let's play a C chord. So we're in resting position. And then we're going to go into playing position by placing the ukulele in the crook of our arm. We got our nice, comfortable, seated upright position. We're going to take our thumb, we're going to find our thumbs up, place it on the back of the neck. And then, I'm going to move a little closer so you can see here. I'm going to take my 3rd finger, which is my ring finger, and I'm going to place it on the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, 3rd fret of the A string. So now what that's going to do is going to take that note A, and it's going to turn it into the note C. C, C. Now you can practice that. So again, using your thumb to pluck the string. Let's play 4 A's and then 4 C's. So, my turn, ready, play. A, C, 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 C. Your turn, ready, play. A, C, 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 C. So you can really hear how when you press your finger down, you're actually changing the note. You're changing the note from A to C. Okay, so now that's the notes A and C, but to make it a chord, we're going to strum. So we're going to take our thumb again, strumming from the top. So we're first going to place our 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. Now, one thing you want to note before we continue is that you want to make sure that your fingers are curved, okay? What you don't want is laying flat or collapsed like this. So having your thumb in that thumbs up position really does help with that, and having the wrist like this really helps with that. Your fingers will kind of naturally fall into the correct place. Another thing you can really think about is that you want to use the tips of the fingers. So thinking about where the finger touches the strings is important because that affects the shape of your hand and everything. So you want to use the very tip of your finger. You don't want to use like the pad of your finger, because then you'll get into this kind of stuff, where your finger's laying like that or collapsing like that, and that's not what you want. You want the tips. Okay, so your 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. You can kind of practice doing that with your 3rd finger touching your thumb. So you're really making a circle and your fingers are really nice and curved. This is really important. This is a principle that comes from playing violin and other string instruments that enables you to move your fingers freely and to have comfortable, fluid motion. Yeah. All right, so we got our thumbs up position. We got 3rd finger, 3rd fret, A string. Making sure that are using the tips of the finger to place so that we got that nice curved fingers. And so now we're gonna take our thumb and we're gonna strum. We're gonna do it 4 times, playing a C chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that is the C chord. So now you know how to play 2 chords on the ukulele, the C6, which is just open strings, and the C chord, which is where you take your 3rd finger and you place it on the 3rd fret of the A string. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here because we're getting close to past 20 minutes, and I'm gonna make a short 5-minute practice video for you so that you can practice along to it. The practice videos are really to help you to make it as simple as possible and remove any obstacles that you have in your music learning journey. I'm going to make another video, talk a little bit about my teaching philosophy and my ideas that I have and how we can remove those obstacles that we have to learning music, and that music is is an innate thing, it's a human thing, and that it's for everyone. Okay, so I'm gonna stop the video here. Thanks for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you next time.